Welcome back, my dear friends. This is Mr. Osama, Muqbil, the English teacher and the self-improvement coach. My loveliest of friends, my greatest students all over the world. They know that you are so willing and extremely eager to get to know the last station of our journey of the essay writing. But before I see the ball rolling, as usual, I'd like just to warm you up with some great information we learned together in the previous episodes. At first, the introduction, if you remember, if you want to write an essay, you have to start with the introduction, and you have to make sure that there are 3 parts in it. Number 1, the hook. Number 2, the general ideas. And finally, the thesis statement, the backbone, the stepping stone, the lighthouse of the whole essay. When you finish the introduction or the first station of our essay writing, you go directly to the second station. What is it? It's the station of elaboration. Elaboration. When you make your ideas longer and more lively and more exciting, how exactly would you add your special spices? What are the special spices I have to add to make my body paragraph more lively and more exciting? Your spices are the short stories, the experiences you have gone through yourself or you have heard of. After you finish the introduction and the body paragraph, now it's time just to get to know the last station of our wonderful experience. What is that station? It's the station of the conclusion. Now, if you want to write an effective conclusion, you have to make sure that there are 3 things are provided. Number 1, make sure that you have to write at least 3 up to 5 sentences in the conclusion. Number 2, try just to make it as catchy as the introduction. And number 3, make sure that you are not repeating the same words you have demonstrated in the introduction and the body paragraph, because here actually you have just to restate and paraphrase what you have mentioned in the previous paragraphs. So here actually is the last majestic and magical touch you have to leave before you end and finish your essay. So make sure there are 3 sentences up to 5 sentences in the conclusion. Number 2, you have to make sure that it's as catchy as the introduction. And finally, please remember that you have to restate or paraphrase the body paragraph and the introduction, particularly the thesis statement. Now we are going to share with you a practical example of the conclusion, because I know that a lot of students keep complaining all the time that, okay, Mr. Osama, I know well how to write the introduction, I know well how to add my special spices to the body paragraph to make it more exciting, more thrilling, and more lively, but the whole problem lies in the conclusion. I don't know how to finish my essay. Don't worry about that. Step by step, one by one. Take a deep breath, relax, and enjoy learning with me to know well how to finish your conclusion. Let's go. Here we go. As you see, the conclusion. The conclusion here actually are paraphrasing the thesis statement using different words. Remember that the conclusion is like the twin brother, the twin sister of the introduction and the body paragraph. But please remember not to repeat the same words, because this is a clear weakness of your writing. Here, when you want to write an effective conclusion, you have to remember these are 3 points. Number 1, it consists of 3 sentences at least. So try to make sure that you include 3 up to 5 sentences in the conclusion. Number 2, it restates the previous ideas using different words. So don't use the same words, but use almost the same ideas mentioned previously in the introduction and in the body paragraph. And finally, it should be as catchy as the hook. So try to make sure that you are adding your magical touch to the conclusion to just attract and pay the attention of the reader to finish the essay until the end. Okay guys, here we go. I think that this is a cliche. You know, most of the students finish the conclusion, if not all for sure, finish the conclusion with this expression, to sum up, okay? But you can use something else for sure. To sum up, life can be distressing and overwhelming if we face its hard circumstances alone. So it is essential to have a reliable and trustworthy friend who can help you stretch your boundaries, keep your hope alive, enrich your knowledge, and boost your confidence. Fortunately, my closest friend Sam is magnificent enough to make me feel supported, motivated, and elated all the time. As you see, actually, I didn't repeat the same words I mentioned in the introduction and in the body paragraph. I did my best to make it as catchy as possible as the introduction and the body paragraph. And as you see, surely I have written at least 5 up to 7 sentences in the conclusion, so I don't have to write it so shortly, because you know that this way I weaken the whole essay in general. Eventually, I'd like just to thank you wholeheartedly for tuning in and listening carefully to my explanation. Hopefully, you knew well how to write the introduction, the body paragraph, and the conclusion. And my dear friends, don't forget that practice makes perfect. You don't know whether you know or not if you don't try over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And please remember that you can do it. You can master the writing skill and the other skills if you have that unshakable belief and that continuous practice with all kinds of love, determination, and enthusiasm. Just remember that you are great enough, knowledgeable enough, wonderful enough, strong enough to master all the skills you want to learn and you want to master. Until I see you again, stronger, wiser, and more knowledgeable, I wish you the best of the best wherever you are. This is Mr. Osama Muqbil, the English teacher and the self-improvement coach. I wish you a very awesome and very wonderful weekend full of love, passion, enthusiasm, and all kinds of ecstasy. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.